Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Jay, back again with another video. For this video, I don't necessarily have like a set topic or anything like that. I guess I just wanted to, come on and talk about a few different things. Starting with like, I just feel like like the times that we're in, certainly I just feel like what a time it is to be alive, and stuff like that. Especially just coming from a standpoint of just like, I mean, we already know everything that's going on, like with the coronaviruses and just all this, like I've never really seen, just like Dolo said, like what's scarier than all of that is like how far, the government and the media will go to just like, like try to subconsciously program people, or it kind of seems like you can't really escape this unless you are like kind of by yourself or just with people that are just on a higher level and stuff like that. Because between you go anywhere, it's just like you can't really escape it. People, like I said, I feel like people have already been subconsciously programmed with like how much propaganda they're throwing at us, and I've never really seen them throw propaganda at us like as heavily as they are, and then like doing the things like trying to like doing everything that they can to try to really make people believe it. Like shutting down all these different systems, having certain celebrities or well-known people that catch this type of virus or whatever and stuff like that, or testing them positive and all this type of things. And yeah, just like I feel like they have to do things like shut down all the forms of entertainment and all these different things that they're doing to really make people believe this. Got these people doing dirt bikes on my block and stuff like that, which is cool. I'm just like, damn, yeah. But yeah, but that's cool though. Yeah, like I said, just like how far they're willing to go, to make people really believe this type of stuff. So yeah, pretty much I just feel like we're in a time that's like it's really gonna weed out the weak, weak-minded, weak-spirited, people that really have no power, people that don't even know what their power is in terms of like knowing who they are, people that have completely sold their souls and stuff like that, people that are just completely have no idea what their spirit and their space and stuff like that is. They don't know. They just don't know. And it's like we're really gonna see who really knows, and stuff like that. And I feel like for the people like people in the soul group and all type of people out there that are just not in the soul group, but their souls are under their control. They're into they stepping into their power, and stuff like that. I feel like it's really only going to make us stronger, especially if you've like deleted all forms of fear and stuff like that. Um, Cause yeah, I'm not necessarily like yeah, I do believe that like the vaccines is like the real virus and stuff like that, and they may even try to make that stuff mandatory. I can only see them doing that really through like the people that have been tested, positive, and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, even if they do try to enforce, like a mandatory virus for everybody and stuff like that, they could be like, oh, just in case, like you take the vaccine and you won't get it as well. Like you may not be positive, but you take the vaccine, you'll never be positive or whatever. Whatever type of illusions they try to throw on us and stuff like that. You know. So yeah, like I said, just deleting all forms of fear, and stuff like that. Even if they do try to implement that or implement, all these different new systems, whether it is they want to like try to chip people, whether it's martial law, and I feel like all that type of stuff. If people really try to rebel, then stuff like like detention centers, camps, all that type of stuff. Like really try to go to the extreme with depopulation and stuff like that. And because they're certainly probably gonna like pretty soon try to like have everybody quarantined, all this type of stuff. Like they're really going really far with this, like trying to push all this fear in us, and try to like really stop our energy from flowing, and stuff like that, and really get us out of our space and stuff like that. Really get us off track and distracted, and just like I said, just really running all these different subconscious fear programs. And that's really like where sickness and illness comes from, whether it be us mentally, spiritually, physically. That's how a lot of physical illness starts. Like yeah, physical illness can start from many different ways. But like it's very real that you can like create your own illness within your body or certain things that are going on with your body, like through like maybe you being out of your space spiritually. Like your spirit can have a lot to do with maybe illnesses that manifest in the physical, as well as like fear. If you just sat, if you just had people just running on straight fear programs and um, worry and anxiety and all this type of stuff, then yeah, it's gonna manifest as something wild. Like it's not gonna be good. So yeah, that's pretty much like I said, I really feel like this is really gonna like really test a lot of people. Certainly like a lot of people, like I'm gonna try to keep it just like on a spiritual level, um, like higher beings like ourselves and stuff like that. People that know who we are and stuff like that. People that are taking our power back, which I feel like it's super important to not only step into your power, but to be your power. Because that's what I feel like this is really gonna do for a lot of people. Like or during these next few weeks, months, or whatever. Or just from here on out. I feel like this is really gonna have people truly incarnate. Like truly incarnate. And I haven't even like fully incarnated myself. But it's just like I said though, this is really gonna help us to really not only step into our power, but to be our power. Whether that's whatever you want to call yourself or whatever. Whether you're a witch, a wizard, um, a magician, a god, a goddess, whatever it is that you want to call yourself. Whatever it is that you are, you know who you are. Um, yeah, this is really just gonna make us be that. Like instead of stepping into that, be that. Like with no doubt at all. A star seed, whatever. Like it's really gonna make us step into that. And I feel like certainly like because I ask myself a lot, like why did I come back here? Why do I keep coming back here and stuff like that? And it's like we really have to, like I said, just like incarnation. That's a huge step, and stuff like that. But I feel like we've certainly like created a bunch of karma, signed a bunch of contracts that we shouldn't have been signing. We created a lot of different things for ourselves. We've been caught up in certain desires and lights and all these different things for eons and eons and lifetimes and lifetimes. So I feel like with all the training that we have had and stuff like that, like all of that can come into play now. Like we're in this present moment. Like and we can change the present moment. We can change who we are now. We can incarnate in this lifetime to truly ascend. Like I feel like we certainly like I feel like a lot certainly in the soul group, most people like us, I feel like we're certainly trying to ascend. And I mean, if you're trying to come back here, I mean that's cool too. And I mean, if we need to come back here, because I feel like we can't truly fully ascend unless we have deleted all the different programs that we needed to delete, figure out what it is that we are attached to in this realm. Why do we keep coming back here? I feel like there's a lot of the shadow work that needs to be done and stuff like that. Just really going deep within ourselves and stuff like that. Because yeah, like I said, we keep coming back here for certain reasons, or rather that reason is maybe in this lifetime we came back to try to change things. We were like, hey, we already knew that all this stuff was going to happen, but it's like we came here and now we're actually seeing it in 2020. I feel like we kind of saw something similar like in 2012, I mean, because I kind of went down the rabbit hole, I'm not going to lie, like kind of early in high school and stuff like that. So, I mean, I kind of hit the bottom of the rabbit hole too, like a lot of the different friends I had, in high school and stuff like that, like we were all going down the rabbit hole, but it's like, I noticed that some people wouldn't go as far down that rabbit hole, or like some people would go so far down the rabbit hole and they couldn't come out of the rabbit hole. Like, and like I said, once you go far enough, yeah, you ain't gonna come out. Certainly, like I said, a lot of it has to do with like the fear program. It's like if you truly do delete that fear program, you can get out of anything. But yeah, if you're still running fear programs and all this anxiety and worry and stuff like that, and you go down rabbit holes at that young age, I feel like, yeah, like I know a lot of people that didn't make it out, or like they're still caught up in all type of different things, like Um, so yeah, like I said, I hit the bottom of it. So I'm very grateful to, like truly um, get out of that space and stuff, of fear that I was in, and all the different things that it was doing to me and my energy and stuff like that, because I mean, like I said, when I tell you like what's going on now is like, I feel like, the whole like end of the world thing at 2012. um yeah, because I mean that's what I was of the mindset of, like when how people are talking about now, about like martial law and new world order and one world government, all that type of stuff, and I feel like that's the kind of stuff that I was on. I wasn't necessarily about like, I didn't necessarily believe the world was gonna end. I just believed like a new world was gonna come into place, and they were just gonna implement it like that, through like martial law, through all, and like I said, I was in all type of stuff, like through the camps and doing all these different type of things to depopulate, like the population and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like that's really what they're doing now. I feel like that was really just like a test, to kind of see, kind of test the water, see where society was at, see how dependent they were on them, see how fearful they were, see the kind of and as well as like they were feeding off of all of our emotions and stuff at that time. Because like I could just walk out into the world on that day of like December, whatever it was, and it was like I just felt like, and it was like, and death is only transformation, and it's like the way that I look at death now, it's like on a completely different level, because it's like, yeah, even if they do try to, implement all these vaccines or, like I said, I feel like the martial law will really come into play. If it's like people really try to like revolt against all of this, then it's like, I feel like, oh, they're really going to try to implement like martial law and take a lot of control and power, through like, whether it is, detention centers and all these different type of things, but I feel like it's a matter of us creating that, like it hasn't came into fruition yet. But it's like it's like predictive programming, they put all this in our face so we can create it for them, So yeah, like I said, I feel like, like back in 2012, I could just walk out into the world, kind of similar to now. It's like you can feel it in the air, like like especially being like a spiritual higher level being, it's like we're pretty empathic. We got all these different abilities, um, and stuff like that. We can tap into a lot of different things. So yeah, like at that time, it was. I feel like it was even worse, kinda. But it was like there was just a certain energy that was. It was like it was just very bad and negative, and it just when I say it was like a death energy, but on a bad level, like not like on a higher level, not on an overstanding, understanding level. It was like an understanding level. It was like everybody was kind of just like froze almost, like people were like paralyzed almost, paralyzed with fear, and it's like you could just see how people, how like it was very sick at the time, and I was even like, this is how I can look at myself at the time. It was like, man, like, because when I say like, like you can have illness in the form of like, it can start with your mind, and it's like it'll trickle down to your physical body, like if you are running all these, if you're not in the right space spiritually, if you're in a terrible space spiritually, if all you're doing is running fear programs, worry, anxiety, all these different things, it will manifest into your physical body. It'll manifest into your physical reality. And I don't want to get into everything that I was going through at that time, but yeah, just know like that stuff is very real, and it's like, I mean, the coronavirus, it is a mental virus, but I'm just saying, like I said, the real virus comes in the form of the vaccines and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, like this virus in terms of like it's going to start up top, that's how you really going to get it, and it's like if you're very weak-minded, if you don't know how to, if you haven't been doing shadow work already, or if you haven't been, through a lot already, that's when I say, like, all the training that we've had, all of our lifetimes and stuff like that, all of the eons that we've been here, all that, it's all going to come into play now, and all that you've been through in this lifetime is going to come into play now, because you may need it, because I feel like they're only going to get more crazier with it, And I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like it's all going to go away just as fast as it came, as soon as they do everything that they need to do, as soon as they get all the energy that they need from us and all of that, like, and they feed off of all of that, like they're feeding off of us now, like they're feeding off of all of this. Just like when Kobe died, it was like, and they put that like all out into the world, and I mean, like, I got a lot of love for him, I'm not trying to disrespect him in any type of way. I'm just saying, like, You know, they were pushing that all in our face and stuff like that. But just in terms of like, they were feeding off of all of off that sad energy. You know, all of off that. Um, all the tears, all the emotions that we were putting into that, all the negative emotions that we were putting into it, all that type of stuff, you know, like they were feeding off of the world in that, you know. That's why they put it on display for the world, and it's like they really use all these different things to feed off of us, you know. So yeah, I feel like certainly like within the soul group, I feel like we definitely got to step into our powers and stuff like that. Cause just like Dolo says, you know, like he gonna start the school and stuff like that, which I feel like that's how it's gonna that's how we're really gonna start changing things. That's one way, you know. It's not just gonna be a school that's gonna really change everything and stuff like that. But that's definitely a good start, you know. And just Dolo himself, that's it, you know. Very grateful for him and the soul group and stuff like that, like and the things that he has done, things that he still is doing. You know, because I know he goes through a lot with his sickness and stuff like that, but it's like he still pushes through all of that for the love that he has for the soul group. I feel like for the passion that he has just for the things he's trying to do. Um, and yeah, he was sent here for a reason, you know, just like we're all here for a reason. The soul group is here for a reason. We're here to, you know, I feel like really affect things, you know, really, and I feel like things are up in the air, you know, like the time is now to really start implementing everything, you know, that we know that we can implement, you know, really start creating, using our energy to create a certain synergy that this world has just never seen before, you know, or just like they need to remember, you know, because I feel like it's been on display before, but it's like it's a battle, you know, of the galactic feds trying to take our power. Um, every time we do get our power back and we do, you know, create that synergy I'm talking about, they really gonna try to shut that down quickly. But I feel like they can't shut us down this time. Not Soul Group. I feel like we're too powerful, you know. I feel like we're way too powerful for that. It's like all the power that I know we've obtained through all these lifetimes, and it's like that's what my point about like this is a time to be alive, you know, because it's like the change starts now, you know. Like I said, everything is up in the air. They don't even know what's going on, you know, themselves. They're trying to implement all these new things. So I feel like we really got to start coming together closer and stuff like that, you know. Like I said, this is as quickly as it came, it's gonna go, you know. So it's like once we do have the green light to start, you know, moving around how we would like, you know, and stuff like that. Maybe once it is, you know, all of this quarantine stuff goes away, you know, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to implement pretty soon, you know, try to have everybody quarantined and stuff like that, you know, all that type of stuff, you know. But it's like when all this stuff goes away, we definitely got to start, you know, like getting super serious about, you know, connecting. And I know we're all scattered and all over the place and stuff like that, you know, but it's like no matter, you know, whether it's soul group in certain states, you know, we got to start like the west side needs to start connecting, the east coast, you know, Dolo's already gonna move out there. I'm pretty sure you guys are already connected out there. You know, up north, you know, Midwest, South, wherever, you know, like we got to start coming together as one. Just in terms of like creating, you know, synergy. You know, I mean, I'm not on, you know, like, oh, we're all one, that type of stuff. You know, I'm just saying, you know, like we really need to start creating synergy. You know, because we are super powerful. Um, so yeah, you know, yeah, you know, like that's pretty much everything that I really wanted to say and stuff like that. You know, like really just we really just need to be the example, you know, like really step into our power and stuff like that, really be the calm in the midst of all this chaos going on, really show the world, you know, who we are, what we're about, as individuals, as one, as a soul group, show them how powerful we are, show them we're not to be trifled with, and stuff like that, you know. Really, like I said, this is really going to be about deleting all forms of fear and stuff like that. Like, you know, worst comes to worst, like I said, you know, they may have to take me out, you know, because I'm not really with all these vaccines and stuff like that. I'm not really going to be put in no detention center or any camp and stuff like that. Like I said, you know, the old me, maybe 2012 me, might have been too caught up in fear, too caught up in certain things, you know, and I would have just let them do whatever to me, do whatever to us, do whatever to um, those around me and stuff like that. But I'm not with all that anymore, you know. Yeah, like I said, you know, once you really start to overstand fear, understand fear, and you really delete that program for good, you really start to test yourself, you really gonna see who you are and stuff like that. Um, yeah, you know. like I said, we're really gonna see what what this is all about. Just like just like me, I'm pretty sure we're all trying to ascend here. Either that, if we do got to keep coming back because we didn't get certain gems or crystals or gems and rings, is what I mean, and stuff like that. We still got certain desires and lights that we're still caught up in, certain tetherings that we still have that we need to cut off to fully ascend, and we need to come back to do it. Well, then just make sure that you're on top of your square now. I mean, on top of your game now. Just like truly start to incarnate more and more. I mean, the resources and everything that you need is all within you. Like it's truly just about not letting these people distract you, not getting off track, keeping your vision in your eyesight, and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to try to make this video too long and stuff like that. I just thought I'd come up here and share a couple things. So I got a lot of love for y'all. Shout out to the Soul Group, Subconscious Community. Certainly, like once all this is over, certainly gonna connect with you guys. A lot of people on the West Coast, certainly gonna try to connect with most people out here on the West Coast. I'm certainly gonna try to manifest trips out there to the East Coast, because I know that's where a lot of the Soul Group is at as well. A lot of good Soul Group members out there. And yeah, like I said, hopefully, it's like maybe we can manifest, a certain space that like the whole Soul Group can meet at, or just whatever it is, like, cause man, I feel like I'm super connected to you guys, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it would just be out of this world, truly, like certainly being around so many non-Soul Group members and stuff like that, my whole life and stuff like that, it's truly gonna be amazing, Not to say that there's not a lot of good people out here, there's a lot of open-minded people out here, free-spirited people out here. But yeah, Soul Group is on a different level with their stuff, and yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it and stuff like that. So your boy Jay signing out.